Hello, trading is closed on November 9th, 2020. We'll do our disclaimer and then go over our calls. This is my plan for tomorrow, November 10th. Trade at your own risk. Remember, if we get sharply in the undesired direction, the call is killed before the open. No guarantee of accuracy, and my email is here. Let's go over what we said. We said only gapping and promptly overtaking Friday's high, and ideally Thursday's would invalidate the negative implications of last week's pattern. So we got what we needed to invalidate that. No call for today. One thing which hasn't changed and won't change is that sentiment indicators have reached levels for which a sizable decline shouldn't be too far away in terms of time. As we saw from today's action, it could certainly be far away in terms of price. But in terms of time, there are too many bulls around. We have a new MEJT target, 36.2707. If we don't gap down, that's my call for tomorrow. This is the pattern with the early low. Tomorrow also has the early low. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. When it drops instead, more negativity ensues. Only way to get around it is to gap and promptly take out this high. Not impossible, because we have a wall into the close, and many times that will gap up the following day. During the day, MEJT said this drop is false, gives us this target. There's the weekly chart. We now have bar 13 for real of the DeMark combo sell signal on the weekly chart. We also have, if the week ended today, which it hasn't, we'd have a reversal bar involving the upper Bollinger Band when the band's flat. I don't know if that'll be how we close, but if we close just like this, in my work that's a negative signal. It calls for a challenge of the lower Bollinger Band. Doesn't have to hit it, the band doesn't have to stay here, but it normally comes down close. Of course, we don't know if the week reverses until Friday's close. Well, here's trendline resistance at the high. Connect all these highs, there's your perfect line. This is a nice Fibonacci. Stuff that actually doesn't belong there. I had that and took it out. Maybe I should have taken it out. Anyway, that's your trend line resistance. Usually when you go to it but not through it, either you gap over tomorrow or the trend line wins. This trend line did not win. We broke through it. For confirmation, you have to trade past today's close by 1 cent. If you gap down, go back. This break does not count. I can always come up with some kind of count that works. If we drop from here, there's the count, but I'm not saying that's the end, just that it could be. Well, tomorrow's pattern has the early low. Doesn't mean you won't gap up. You've got mixed signals. The rules are all spelled out. It's positive, we have a wall into the close. Higher MEJT target. If you don't gap down sharply, my call is the target prints. And that number was 362707. That's positive, but it's negative. Be aware MEJT almost always leaves a failed target with a major change in trend after today's reversal. Certainly could be a major change in trend. It's negative. We couldn't maintain the gap up. We closed under the September high after breaking through it. Opening with the high bar of the day and closing with the low one, that's negative 2. Had the largest point move of the whole advance, often that's the last bar. Trendline resistance at the high. Sentiment indicators, my main thing here, remain at a level compatible with a major top. Doesn't mean the top's in, but it certainly could be, and you don't stay at those sentiment levels for forever. So tomorrow, here's the early low. Here's your target. This is a possible top, but even if that isn't it, we should be close to it in terms of time. And that's today's call.